Стоял ты пред всем творением, вечность держа в руках, всю землю привел ты в движение, стою я.
Russia was so much fun.
The trip to Russia was an absolute incredible journey.
To be able to go there and go to a camp environment and be able to do ministry was just really, really impactful and a really amazing opportunity.
It was life-changing. It was really, really life-changing for me.
It's a camp that they primarily do English speaking at, so they teach the kids English, but they use the Bible as sort of a textbook just to kind of teach them biblical stories at the same time.
We would rotate all day to the various groups that were learning English to help them practice. And we had some really deep conversations with some of the older age groups that were in more advanced groups.
And so getting to teach them these different games that I learned at Skyview and now that they've learned it in Russia was just one of the really cool experiences that I'll remember for a long time.
I was placed in a group with teenagers that were learning to speak English, and I just so quickly fell in love with them. Just seeing their desire to learn English and their joy of learning, and seeing their thirst for knowledge, and just the joy that they had getting to speak with a native speaker, someone from America. They don't get that opportunity very often.
It's a culture that's really deep with tradition and history, and it's a complex culture, but the main thing I love about their culture is the people. They may be a little rough on the outside, but once you take the time to get to know them, they're really loyal friends and really deep emotional people. They're deep thinkers. They love to have a conversation with you. They don't just want to chit chat, but they want to get to deep emotional things.
All the Russians come in the first day and they were all very closed and shy, especially to native speakers who spoke English. And it was really cool to watch them just open up and become vulnerable and laugh and create new relationships with people that they've never met and they don't necessarily share a language with.
Apart from speaking Russian, they were the same as American kids. They were wild, they were crazy.
My eyes were definitely opened a little bit more just to see these kids that really hadn't learned about Jesus, because in America it's so easy to assume that everybody knows who God is and what he has done. Over there, they really don't know. They haven't heard this. It's all new to them.
One of my favorite things about the trip was actually worshiping in Russian, to be in a large group of people and hear them worshiping wholeheartedly in this different language. It actually just completely broke down my walls. I was in awe of the fact that God's power and God's glory and God's word transcend language. It may seem like common knowledge, but I got to experience that for the first time and really feel that.
I was able to make some really cool connections with some people. I had to put a lot of effort into it, but it was very much worth the while.
One of my favorite campers that I got to know while I was there was named Senya. He was a young boy, he was about 13, and he came from a rough home life, but when he came, he was just so eager to come to camp to learn about God and to learn English. About halfway through the week, one of the chapel sessions, when the gospel is presented, he went up to accept Christ, and that evening I was able to give him a Bible that was both in Russian and in English, and just talk to him about it with a little bit of broken Russian from me and some much better English from him, and just really connect and finally start talking about spiritual things.
Actually, the girl that I got connected with, she got saved that week. And so she comes running up to me at the very end and she goes, "Lydia, I'm saved. Sisters now, we're sisters."
So just to see the overwhelming number of kids that heard, the gospel message for the first time and then turned around and accepted it, that was really cool. And it was amazing to see.
God provided through you, and I could not be more thankful because my life was changed, and I definitely want to go back.
Going there just reinforced my love of Russian culture, the Russian people, the Russian tradition and history, and just gave me more of a heart to continue doing ministry there, however that manifests itself, whether it's short-term or long-term. but God definitely has given me a heart for Russian ministry.
So that was really cool to go over there and actually have get to meet the kids that we saw and have a heart for something that I didn't think I ever would.
I definitely have a new passion for Russia, for the language, for the culture, for the people, and it's all thanks to you.
Thank you for your donations.
Thank you so much. This was such an incredible opportunity, and it's so hard to put in words all that I learned and just the impact that God had while we were there.
Thank you to everybody who helped out with the trip, from the people that helped out financially and the people who prayed and the people that did both.
We couldn't have done it without all your prayers and all your support.
There's about a million things that could have gone wrong, and they didn't. God worked in incredible ways, and we got to see it, and that was amazing.
Your prayer throughout the week, I believe, really made a difference while we were there. There were a lot of spiritual decisions made, both from the Russian leaders and the Russian campers to the American volunteers and the entire apprentice team.
God did some incredible work there.
Thank you all.
It was really your support that made all of this possible.
Thank you. Thank you so much, donors, for the opportunity to go to Moscow. So that's what I've got about Russia.
Time Lydia got kidnapped.
No, I have no funny stories whatsoever. Nothing happened to me when I was Russia at all.
And they also laughed teaching me Russian.
I really liked the food. The food was really good.
I can't do this.
No, I can't do it either. Stop it.
Now it's just weird.